Okay, let's call the meeting to order if we could, please. First order of business would be the minutes from the September 1 meeting. Everybody got received a copy of that? Any corrections or changes to those minutes?
None noted. Motion to approve is presented.
Motion to approve by Sam, second by Jerry. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion carries. Next would be your bills list, additional bills list, and transfers. Now, Ronnie might want to explain that last thing of transfers, in particular dealing with the recreation and.
For the past few years, we've just had one account basically for recreation support. But because we've created a recreation department, I thought it best to kind of create some new accounts. We're going to have a salary for one, a director, but I think it will give us a better picture of how the recreation department is going and how to fund it in the future, how to budget for it in the future, creating new accounts a little bit more specific instead of just recreation support.
Better accountability.
Right.
Sounds good.
Transferring out of the recreation support program into the general fund.
Well, it stays in the general fund, but we budgeted originally just in one account, recreation support.
Okay.
And I'm going to
Break it down.
I'm going to break it down even further.
Because usually we just send out checks to Bardstown, Bloomfield, and New Haven. Now we want to itemize our expenses.
So the 5340, 723 is a new account.
No, that's a community service. It's 5401.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you'll look on the page.
I got you. 540107.
You're looking at that, Jeff, right?
Yeah, I was looking at that too. I had it on the mark. Huh?
Yeah, I've just created newer accounts for buildings and ground maintenance, for maintenance contracts.
And we still got the same total
It's the same dollar
amount.
total.
Same dollar, just dividing them up.
Just allocated a little differently.
You're just making a clearer picture.
Absolutely.
She just took the $100,000.
Just
I
dividing
feel like I'm getting that out right.
Yeah, probably you almost have to do it that way. Also on your additional bills list, I want to go to that one-page additional bills list and point out, excuse me, the general fund access voice and data telephone system. We're working with East Kentucky Power on that. There was an outage created by a contractor at the Justice Center and the Sheriff's Office. It caused a lot of havoc. And
Was that other than included in too, the thermal equipment down there?
yes, yeah.
11,000
Yeah.
total?
Yeah, there's quite a few expenses, and it was a great inconvenience for all those involved, because Mark and Keith had to do a lot of working to get contractors in there and get that resolved.
This was at the Justice Center?
Yeah, out back there's a substation, you know where it is there. A contractor that was mowing hit a guide wire, and the guide wire looped over and arced. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know just enough to be dangerous here. Arced over and caused an outage and caused all the computers and telephone systems to have a serious heart condition. Please?
He broke the guy one?
Uh-huh. Yeah. So we're working with East Kentucky Power and Salt River on this to recoup those costs, but these vendors need to be paid. Okay? And I just want to make sure
The insurance don't pay for all the damage?
that's what we're working on.
Okay,
But in the meantime, we had to get those folks up and running.
sure.
Any other questions on any bills?
Back here on this general bill, were coulters.
On the additional bills list?
Yes. What's
No,
On the original bill.
the reason?
About $8.
$1,522.
Yeah.
How far do we
Oh,
go that?
that is also storage fees as well.
Okay.
Yeah. That's part of that Crystal Rogers investigation.
Right.
You have to have those things in a secured facility.
I noticed down here too, we did something out with pipe repairs.
Yes, there was some water lines, sewer line, internal problems had to be repaired.
Inside? or
Inside,
outside?
inside,
Is that on the second floor?
second floor.
How come Friends of Wickland didn't take care of that?
We generally take care of most of the maintenance on the general maintenance on the building. But we also are using that grant money to pay for the windows repairs.
Have they started that yet?
Yes, got the first 2 back in, got 2 more out now.
I'll make a motion, pay the bills and transfer to presented.
Thank you, Bernard. Is there a second? Second by Jerry Hahn. Any further discussion?
the community service vehicle.
That's Russell's vehicle. We ordered, like I said, it was supposed to come in last year, where we budgeted last year.
Is it in?
Is it here now?
That's in, oh, yeah.
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 I saw him driving that Cadillac this morning.
His white one?
No, his old one.
Oh, and that's it?
It's about ready, they had to get the plow together.
He wanted to get it all pieced together, because
Brackets,
Russell's very
yeah,
instrumental in our snow removal process.
Yeah,
Make sure.
absolutely.
All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Okay, next will be first reading, number 2449, of a zoning request. Gregory A. and Stephanie Clayton and JBH Properties LLC, A1 to R1A.
Can I see that plat? I'd like to show the rest of the court the way it's actually being platted instead of what y'all have on your
Recuse.
thing. Yeah, whichever one you want to do. Matthew can answer that for you. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, the plat that I have showed that road going through this dam, and probably y'all too, Jeff, I'd say. But they've changed that road now to bring it in below the dam, and here was the way they originally platted it. And so now it's coming in down here. I was not in favor of that
But that should come later,
for the
really.
liability of that pond. But this, I'm okay.
Tim, Sam, you know, technically, if we're going to present some new evidence here,
No, they've approved this. This is part of their.
was that part of the rezoning approval?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure. I want to make sure it's not anything new.
No, it's just kind of where the proposed roads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure it's not new, because
I
you'll
wondered
violate.
about that.
Right. Right.
Just asked me because I had no idea it didn't come down.
So based on this evidence here, I will make the motion to concur with planning and zoning's
Thank you.
recommendation.
Good. Second by Bernard Ice. Further discussion?
Matthew said I'm okay with it.
Okay. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry.
What's your?
You got an angle. Okay, next would be review of additional text amendments for planning and zoning regulations. You guys in your mailbox, I failed to mail this to you.
Oh, how convenient. I mean,
We're not going to vote on it today.
okay.
But I want to just quickly review what we're trying to accomplish here. That was the minutes of the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these are the
These are the changes.
changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So that was my bad. You didn't get them in the mail. On page 1, when you opened up, see this where it says the cover letter from Jan?
Yeah, yeah.
August 31st. Go open it up to number 1 and number 2. First is accessory dwelling, A1 zoning. To add definition of accessory dwelling to clarify size of delineating maximum 1,000 square feet of living space and 1,500 square feet of gross floor space. This has been discussed in our
What was the change on? What was
subdivision.
From 1,000 to 1,500? That's the
It could
change?
have no more than 1,000 at one time.
Oh.
See down here below where it says delete, section 6.1C?
Oh, right here?
Yeah, yeah. Good where it's been scratched through.
So that's what you took out, and this is what you're changing?
Yeah, it's for the better. It's a more friendly
Hopefully.
user-friendly. And I don't expect any vote on this today since I just got that to you. Initially, I thought I'd sent that to you 2 weeks ago. The next one's microbrewery and craft distilleries as a conditional use permit under B2, 3, 4, and 5, and LIP and A1.
That's a new one, right?
That's a new one. Where a craft distillery has 50,000 gallons or less a year, it's basically a steal. I can go on in those zones and then allow as a permitted use.
Does it say A1? Is that what you said?
No, this is under the Bs and the Is.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
I heard you say in A1.
No, that's coming down the road. They're reviewing those right now. From
Changes?
changes. You only have 2 changes in front of you today, those 2 that I just presented. Basically, whereas if a guy wants to make a small batch of beer on a commercial basis, get his licenses and so forth, he should now be able to go into the, under conditional use permit, the B2s, the B3s, B4s, B5s, and LIP.
We already had wine, right? Or just add
Wine was actually to be made under A1 as conditional use.
Okay.
But review those, we'll bring them back to the next court meeting, and I'll have Jan here to answer any questions for you, okay? Next would be landfill report.
We're actually just back on regular schedule. One of the things landfill's been doing, we had to get field, what they call field lab certified. I gave it to Jim and Dean. Basically, document says I know how to take pH. It's something that Division of Water is making us do. We continue work on our groundwater plan with the state and work out the details of that. So that's an ongoing process. But that's how that.
Okay, EMS report, Joe?
Should have August report in your box, 533 calls made in August, 113 of those non-transport. For so far for the 3 months, 1,129 calls. Gearing up for coverage of the Bourbon Festival this week. We always are slammed pretty hard with additional events and things that we need to cover. But staff is on board, ready to do that. On emergency management, would report to the court that emergency management staff attended the Kentucky Emergency Service Conference last week, received required training in disaster recovery. It's a course put on by FEMA that all counties or emergency management agency staff will need this year, so our guys are in compliance with that.
How many guys went to attend?
3, myself and 2, John Hendricks, Joe Osborne. Also, I sent out to the media last week through Judge Watt's office a proclamation made by Governor Brashear on September being Disaster Awareness Month annually. And basically what we want to do in September is have the citizens be aware, be prepared, and have a plan. That's the goal of the proclamation. People don't really think about, I believe, the winter months as possible weather disasters, but we've had a few in the past.
Our worst.
And so we want to keep the citizens aware and have their emergency kits and things like that available to them in case of a severe weather event or man-made event.
How's your, go back to ambulance service, how's your four-wheel drive? Is it,
Four-wheel drive is still at the paint shop. Well, it's been there now for 2.5 weeks. And part of that is my request. I asked them to take their time on it. We are not pushed to put that truck on the road. We want it for the winter, of course. But they are working it in rather than making it a project that they have to do. They're close to start putting some paint on it, but I asked them just to work it in and keep the cost down for us and get it done as they have time. So it's still at BD.
Jail report, Dorcas?
Okay, today we have a total of 124 inmates. We have 4 in Hardin County, 3 of those are penal. We have 1 on home incarceration. We have 29 state inmates. We have 2 that's serving weekends. We have 2 at KCPC. So we have an in-house total of 115 inmates. That's all I have to report.
Great report, Dorcas. Road Department report, Jim?
Road Department, still bush hogging. We're in District number 3 right now. We'll be going to District 4. That'll be completing the 3rd round of bush hogging. We'll keep bush hogging till the grass quits growing, which will be late October probably. Boom mowing when we have time, of course. We've done several areas in District 3, and probably in the next couple of weeks we'll be doing more of that too. Hot mix patching been going on. We've done a lot of hot mix patching different roads. Spalding Hall, Petersburg, Shady Lane, South Stillwell, Balltown Connector, Timber Creek, Yates, Cooney Neck, or some of them. If you guys got areas, Jerry's mentioned a couple more. I'm gonna write them up and we'll keep going. We're at $32,000, Dean, so you're okay. So, what's my budget? 100,000. So I think we're all right.
It would have went down to 75.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll be okay.
You gotta say something for spring.
Did some driveway entrance culvert replacement, one on Mary Jo Boulevard, one on Caney Fork. Crew's been working down on the Woodlawn Road Bridge. It's come along very well. It's the contract, the water line, of course, has been relocated. My concrete retaining wall is finished, and we're going to be backfilling the wall tomorrow, 7 days after the pour. They're cleaning up the site. 3 requests for proposals were sent out to 3 different guardrail contractors. I've talked to one. He's supposed to give me a price. I haven't got it yet, so we'll see how that goes. Our guys have been on 6:30 to 3 o'clock time frame. We're going to go back to normal time next Monday. So
7:30 to 4.
yeah, and it's worked out fine.
Okay, good.
2 paving jobs, Dean, did you want to bring up? One's on an additional road Keith Metcalf's asked to pave, Nelsonville Lane. We got a copy of that.
9421.
Yeah.
I would like to make a motion to court to approve Nelsonville Lane for $9,421.88.
Got a motion to approve, second by Terry Hahn. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion carries.
The other one's kind of a oddball thing. It's Glenwood Drive. The city of Bardstown's coming up with a list of roads to pave, and Glenwood Drive's on their list. They called me and said, what about your off section of Glenwood Drive? I wasn't really aware, I guess, that they zigzagged around when they annexed back in, I think 2006, that they left a portion of Glenwood Drive in the county. 610 feet of it, but it needs overlaying, and it has to have some repair work.
I thought it'd be a good spot for some chip seal there.
Yeah, well, we could do that. Anything, if you guys want to do it that way.
You can get there, Randy.
If we authorize paving, we can coordinate with the city when they do it. Do it all at one time, but there's a couple spots I got to dig out. We got a couple rutted areas on that road that need fixing.
Pictures are clear as can be.
It still may not be a bad alternative for that.
Motion, can I get a motion to approve?
Here's, did you get? You got it.
I'd make a
Is this the one
motion.
you was telling me about, Jim? Over by Logan?
You got, here's the other.
We got that one, okay.
This is
600 something.
Glenwood Drive.
I'll make a motion to approve to the inch Glenview Drive.
Motion to
On
approve.
an overlay for
Can I get a second for that?
$8,600.
Can I get a second by Steph? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry.
Can they define that line real good?
I spray painted it on the pavement the other day.
Okay.
That's-
Why would they have done that, Jim? I mean,
Because it saved them $8,600.
No, property owners.
property. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
They won't sign an annexation agreement.
I got you.
Okay. For certain
For
areas.
this whole area.
Is what I can understand.
For this whole area.
And then, that's,
It's water on the bridge.
now, not to say why they would, there's other reasons they do it, but that's one. Some reasons they zigzag around bridges, so keep bridges in the county.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
The other thing
What else
is
you got?
Thank you.
we've been inventorying our snow removal equipment and talking to Steve Jones, my mechanic. Basically, we've got one tailgate spreader that's wore out, dent up hard to keep running. We got 7 of them. They're tailgate salt spreaders. I got 7 dump trucks, 1 on each dump truck. I got quotes. There's only one company that really provides a quote. Did y'all get a copy of it? Did I?
I did email everybody.
All right.
Oh, it's for a rock.
Well, it's a material spreader. We
Multi-purpose.
that's what we use to shoulder your
Yeah.
roads too with them. We
Yeah.
take the spinner off, and then that's what they're for. They're dual functions. They've always been that.
Oh, okay.
So they function well.
How
Just-
old is the one that's wore out?
10 years, 10, 11 years. They're all 10, 11 years old. This
Yeah,
is,
some of these maybe as much as 12, 13, 14,
Yeah.
maybe even 15.
I think we bought 2 or 3 new ones back in 2006, something like that, maybe
I think in
2005.
'94 we had maybe 1.
They're kind of wore out. But this brand is what we use on all 7 trucks. We keep 2 belts. Those belts are like $1,300 in little conveyor belts, and then 2-3 spinners, because they get tore up, hit during the snow season. So we almost need to keep the same model, same
That
brand.
way you can have the same parts, you don't have 3 storage
What
buildings.
we're asking for, guys, is approval of an additional box spreader.
I'll make that motion to approve the new box.
Motion by Keith, second by Jeff. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry.
And when, you said they're gonna start next week on the salt barn roof?
21st.
Yes, they're supposed to be in the 21st. They called the other day and verified they will be here the 21st. And said they're gonna work till night, dark every day, and be done by Friday.
Okay.
Once that's done, then we're gonna remove the salt into it, the old salt we had, and the other one, we got about 600-700 tons. And tear the building down and remodel the lot, our lot, a lot.
Training where we're running and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, anything else, Jim, on the road?
Nope, that's all I got. Thank you all.
Rufus, you want to say something? That
Yes.
This is Rufus Hood. Go ahead.
I understood the meeting today, I thought it was starting at 10, but it's a proposal for track repair in county roads.
Yeah,
So just a
give
proposal
that to
for-
Jim, give that to Jim, and he'll review it, and make a presentation to the court, okay?
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Okay, that way he's got time to review it, I've got time to review it, I haven't. And by the way, I want, while we got Rufus here, I want to publicly thank Rufus for calling in and on a Saturday afternoon, when they had the leak at the state office building with the sewer backing up. Rufus called me at the house and gave me the bad news.
Yeah.
So every time I look at you now, I'm gonna call you the sewer man.
I called several, but he answered.
Yeah.
All right. We
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda would be the farm leases and auction. It was presented to the fiscal court, or at least to me, that possibly an auction of the land might be a good idea this year. I've kind of filled with guys out, I have mixed emotions a couple of different ways from you guys. We were real successful with the bidding process last time. What's the pleasure of the court?
Well, today, most all the leases are auctioned off. It's a very fair way to do it. Been very, very successful, and a lot of states do that with the farming belt is. Actually, you know, auction the property off, just a lease.
Just a lease, yeah, I understand, yeah. And we could set a minimum.
Yes, you can. And it's like you
And I'm
do,
fine with that.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
it's like any other surplus you've got, you know.
I've talked to 2 farmers that have re-signed leases, and one's 300, one's 3 1/4.
Yeah,
They signed it.
Yeah,
That's good.
there's gonna be a big letdown from what we.
Oh, I understand that, 452 is gonna be a hard
Yeah,
thing.
that's not gonna happen again.
What we have to do is set that minimum today in
Yeah.
the paper. So at the next court meeting, what I'd like to do is have it, get it set
Yeah.
in fairness to the farmers so they can make plans accordingly for the following year.
How many acres do we have assessed?
The landfill's 120, and out at the industrial park, probably not, but 70 left is all. Actual tillable ground.
Tillable ground, yeah.
You know, because we got rid of that 100
And they got
acres.
some woods.
It's a total of 190.
Well, look,
But we bid them all separate now.
the Manley farm won't be that.
No, that's what you gotta,
That's gonna be different. You know, you can't tell them that.
Yeah.
That's-
you'll never get that for the Mangley farm.
That's just pasture ground.
That's pasture ground.
Well, it's air some ground,
Here, I'll tell you.
but they'll be hard to sell.
Did they put out any crocodile on that this year?
Yeah.
You got one field area,
One
just
field
one
there.
field. What is it, 15 acre?
You got it, Rhonda?
They brought in about $178,000 last year, or 2 years ago, I believe.
You don't want to put a minimum on that.
Yeah, we lost 100 acres, that killed us.
Yeah.
The only bad thing about having an auction, but she'll bid, that's a lot of money.
So the
It
Mangley
is a little
farm,
different right now, I talked to a lot of.
Oh, yeah.
Mangley farm last time was 119.52. There's 69 acres there, but only 20 of that's tillable. The rest of it they use for pasture ground.
119, so about $120.
Yeah, basically, you're right. And then the
Yeah.
industrial park, 92 acres. What's left, more than that, so,
92?
yeah. And then the landfill's 117,
All right, what did the 92 bring last year?
452.
450. Both of them did?
452 at the landfill and what's remaining at the industrial. When we say landfill, it's the old Keenan property. Burner knows, I think that's right down behind the landfill, what we're confirm it.
So what we're asking for is, maybe, let's try that, I know, I'm not exactly the option part of that. Set a minimum of 300 on the good pasture ground, and then,
On the good crop ground.
Crop ground.
You
on
said
the-
pasture ground.
I mean, yeah, crop ground. And then the pasture ground, we get what we get out of the auction.
So we'll basically do what we got 452 on last year, we'll auction that off as all,
Well, two different farms.
we'll do 3 different auctions then.
Yeah, 3 different, yeah.
Yes.
We have what we call the industrial park.
Because it piqued a lot of people's interest last time because it was close to their routes where they bring their equipment by, and that's how it all
So
works.
you'll have the industrial park property, you'll have what we call the former Keeling property, which is the other, what
The
we
bigger
call profitable
yeah.
ground. And then we got the Mangley farm, which is a little, we won't set a minimum on the Mangley farm, we'll just bid that one
It's
out.
whatever.
Because it brought 120 last year. So
Yeah, and it's
whatever.
only, like I said, only 20 acres of it's good, the
Okay.
rest of it's rough.
When do you want to have them?
As soon
I like
as
that.
possible.
Well, we need a.
I'll put it, I'll put it in the paper.
We need to do it quick
at
if
the
we can
next
now.
court meeting.
Be a
We
week,
need a
probably. have a-
motion, though, to set the minimum.
That's what I need.
That's what we need.
Yes,
How long is the lease going to be?
3 years. That way they got their fertilized return and all.
Yes.
It works, it's been working good.
Work well.
We used the same auctioneer we used at the equipment, he did a good job
He don't
Who's that?
charge, he's pretty cheap, so he works
there. He's
cheap.
reasonable on his
Yeah,
price, he doesn't get a 10% cut.
He was kind of forgetting who bid, but I mean.
I do forget those.
We'll remind him.
I will squeeze
I'll
you.
assure you the buyer will.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, that was my
It
bid.
is a little confusing when you got 3 people bidding, which one had the last bid.
So I'll put that in the paper.
So we need a motion.
Motion to
Well, we
approve
need-
an auction form on this instead of the sealed
And
bids.
set a minimum.
And set a minimum at $300.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Bernard Ice, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Sam Hutchins, any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove?
Tried 3 years, right?
Yeah. Well, it was.
You did 3 years,
Three
yeah.
years.
One cycle.
One term.
I call it a
One
cycle.
cycle.
Stretch, you want
I
to set
got
a date on that, so that we need to do it quick.
October 6th,
For the auction,
and we'll do it.
10 o'clock in the morning?
Whatever you guys want to
That's
do.
usually
Do it
what
during
we
getting
do.
in court, we can do it after court. Whichever way we want to do it.
6th, what's that
It'd be
on?
nice to be able to do it and then approve it.
Yeah.
What's October the 6th on? That's court day?
Oh, you want to do it on court day?
Yeah. just do it on
Just
court
do it
date.
right First thing on the
Right
agenda.
here. First time.
We can do it.
It'd be fun.
Y'all, a little excited?
That'd be all right.
You
Sounds
won't
good.
have-
Then there will be a 10% auction fee.
Yeah, if I had to
Buyer's
guess,
premium.
you won't have-
Buyer's premium.
You'll have
If we do that, you might
three,
get front
maybe
page
four.
headlines.
You can have the same 3
Do you
days.
want to
I think it will be
exclude
kind of fun.
that other property?
Yeah,
Sounds just like Bill Francis.
Exclude that from the motion.
So are you guys okay with that date? I mean, I can
That's
us
fine.
one.
They'll be here.
That's fine.
That's what would be nice to get it
You been to
over.
one of them?
Get it ready to go.
There you go.
What's that?
He's never been to one of those auctions, or
you
you
could
know,
tell. He
or
wouldn't
you
know
know what that
about
was.
Sounds good to me.
You're slipping.
I'll take care of that.
Are you gonna get a hold of
Just,
the
just,
person?
Some of that.
But procurement things, I have to put it in the paper, but the ones that typically did it in the past, I will pick the phone up and call them and say, hey, this is what.
or
we're
might
gonna
say,
do.
I might mean prepare a letter sent to them.
But I need to put it in the paper to meet our procurement law.
As an invitation.
I would just like everybody else paying taxes to have a chance.
Oh, as long as it's in the paper, they, you know, they know.
It's advertised in the paper, plus what you're talking about here.
We're not so sure that we vote on that. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove, motion carries. We're good now, Elaine.
Yeah, and this reference at this Mattingly property that.
The Mattingly Farm is the reference for the pasture ground, yeah. Next, I'll provide you guys a copy of the Area Development Fund that I had on the agenda last time. There's a resolution involved. You guys get a copy of that?
I don't think so.
You didn't?
Don't see it.
No. I'm slipping. These holidays mess me up.
Now, what's this about?
My chairs for,
Oh, yeah, we got that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a resolution inside of it.
Yes.
If you read it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, we got
Okay,
that.
I'm not as crazy as I thought I was.
You just got you showed us that front page, and that wasn't our front page.
I need this resolution approved in order to submit the application to Lincoln Trail. The amount of the grant will be $37,8786. And to be used for chairs for fiscal courtroom. Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Jeff, second by Keith. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry. And you get a copy of that resolution. $322 a piece. They're just like the ones in my office there. If you want to go sit in it and get a feel for it. And now, the reason I went in and added 12, you have during the Board of Adjustment, not Board of Adjustment, planning commission, yeah, they can bring their table around and they don't have a matching chairs.
Well, you might
Okay.
as well just get that table too while you're at it.
Well, that might come next time's money. This is not on the agenda, but it came in late yesterday afternoon. I don't know, I think I put a copy in your mailbox. Talbot Tavern's request for and he has had Barbara sign this for a tax moratorium. Talbot Tavern Incorporated has purchased what we know as the Oakley building over here. John and
Oh, this
Jimbo.
is for that building.
It's for that building.
Oh, okay.
They're showing what they, I think it's 206, 250. I guess they include the buyer premium and all that on that pricing. But they're estimating to spend $250,000. If John Kelly spends $250,000, I want a copy of every invoice. Look at David laughing. He knows what I'm talking about, don't you? But I would recommend approval of that. I mean, he was over there doing some review yesterday with some contractors, seeing what needed to be done. Probably talking about putting a new roof on it, painting, and gutting the upstairs. Maybe some nice apartments or rooms, sort of like a mini motel type of thing. Motion to approve by Jerry Hahn. Is there a second? Second by Bernard Ice. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Matthew, would you agree with that little sly remark I made?
No comment.
I can talk about it. He's my classmate, so I can talk about it. Anything else from the court? Court have anything? Anybody else have anything? Besides Ronnie? Motion to adjourn?
Wait a minute.
Motion by Bernard Ice, second by Jerry Hahn. All approved, say aye. Disapprove?
So I don't
Motion
even say
carried.
nothing?
You can say it afterwards, it would mean more.
I want to know if y'all get us a submarine, not.
That's the reason I didn't let him speak.
Not rent one for us, so we can search for Crystal and a lot of other people.
A what?
Submarine.
No, he was joking.
No, I ain't joking.
I know you're not. You are or you're not.
No, I ain't joking. I think the city should pitch in too. They got plenty of money. If Gene and them would make up.
Right. We're there.
You think I'm crazy, Jerry?
No, I didn't say you was crazy.
I do.
You always say that.
Yeah, I'm teasing around. We're good, guys.